So I'm super excited to talk to you, Dr. Gallot. I have been literally waiting on this interview probably since we first started talking about a month ago. I am a 2008 graduate of Grambling State University. I love the school. It is near and dear to my heart. All of my friends and family know that. So to sit and talk with you today is like a huge honor for me. So thank you.
Well, the
Thank
honor
you.
is mine because that lets everyone in America know that we have quality graduates who work in some of the most premier places there are. I mean, you know, what greater place would there be than the Tom Joyner Morning Show and the Tom Joyner Foundation?
Right.
We're proud of you
Oh,
and
thank
what you do and the example you're setting for all those students we're trying to recruit to come to Grambling. Because look where you can end up with the Grambling degree. So we're very proud of you and thank you for this opportunity.
Absolutely. Let's hop right in. You took office August 1st.
August 1st, that's right.
And in less than 60 days, you have done so much for the institution. Literally, you've been everywhere on social media. And I say social media first because nowadays it's kind of the way that you have to connect with our alumni that are, you know, spread across the country.
Sure.
And even with the students that are currently on campus. And one of the things that impressed me the most about you, let me tell you what it is, besides your mom, because I love her and she is my soror.
Thank you.
But I love the fact that you immediately went on Facebook. You did the Facebook Live video, and I only get to go to Grambling once a year during homecoming. So to have that piece of Grambling here randomly on a day in August meant the world to me as an alumni. And then, of course, I got to know you and what you wanted to do for the university. So tell me why that was important to you to get on Facebook and.
Well, let me first say that that was the result of having an incredible team supporting us in communications, and that begins with Will Sutton.
Okay.
And so what we did as we began to talk about, you know, a 7-day strategy, a 30-day strategy, and a 100-day strategy was to incorporate social media into getting the message out. So again, I wish I could take credit for it, but you know, that was, you know, the byproduct of having an incredible communications team supporting us at the university campus. And so yeah, I mean, it was a huge success.
Huge.
We were just shocked at the numbers. You know, when it crossed over 800 people on at one time. I mean, it was just like, you know,
You had something.
Yeah, and then all of the comments were rolling in. I think we had over 1,400 comments. 13,000 shares. I mean, that was incredible. But you know, it shows you where we are in terms of technology, and we want to be able to reach our constituents where they are. And so, you know, whether they were at work, at home, hopefully not driving, you know, watching, but wherever they were, we were able to connect with them. And it's important that we do it. And it didn't cost us anything either.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing it cost us was time. And planning and effort. So, yeah, that again, you know, was a part of Will's, you know, strategy that we could do it. Because, you know, one of the problems we've suffered from is having other people telling our story. No one will tell our story like we will. So it's important for us to take the message to the people. And again, they have, you know, our team has really just been incredible in doing that. I mean, to be on Roland Martin and Roland was great. I mean, not only were we on his show, but the fact that he was, you know, tweeting and updating his Facebook page and all of that in the midst of the show was just driving interest in it. And so it was like the longer we were on there, the more interest there was, and so many people were watching and paying attention to what we were doing. So again, there's so much good going on at Grambling, and you know, people, you know, often like to, you know, in the media they like to, you know, grab the headlines with something that, you know, that's negative. You know, there's so much positive going on, and you know, our student leaders. I mean, you interviewed Astra Watts, our Miss GSU earlier.
She's phenomenal.
Oh, she is absolutely phenomenal. She and Michael Meadows and Cecil Holden, all of the student leaders who are, I mean, they're great students, first of all, and they're great student leaders. They lead by example.
Which is very important.
Yes, absolutely. So, you know, just the opportunity to be a part of such a great community, and there's so much energy and excitement on the campus. Oh yeah,
that's so good.
Everywhere we go, we feel. I mean, we were in Arizona, or when we were in Jackson, you know, beating up on the Jackson State Tigers.
Yes, we did.
I mean, everywhere we go, there's just this renewed energy, and to hear our alums say, you know, we're excited about the future of Grambling.
We're excited about Grambling again.
Yes.
I think at one point a lot of us kind of lost the excitement, we lost the passion. And,
Sure.
You know, and I get it. There's been a lot of changes.
Oh, yeah.
But you've done great so far.
Well, thank you. I mean, and as I told the board of supervisors, you know, my management board, that I would put God first in everything that we do on that campus, and you know, our students and the university will be our priority. So I figure putting God first and our students, you know, how could we fail?
Right.
You know, we absolutely will not.
So let's talk about some more stuff that you've done.
Sure.
So you've got us national press, which is amazing. We've always needed more press. I always say, huge name, but sometimes we get lost in the Morehouses and the Clarks and the Hampton and Howards. So I love the fact that it's the Washington Post, the Undefeated, the Tom Joyner Foundation, Roland Martin on TV One, and countless of other things that you've done since then. You've also hired a interim provost, Dr. Smiley, a new sports information director, who is an actual Grambling alumni. So you've done so much in such a quick amount of time. What's next?
Well, I mean, there's a lot going on. As a matter of fact, we'll be interviewing the finalists for our Vice President of Advancement, our fundraising top fundraiser. We will do that on campus next week. The athletic director's position, the application period will close tomorrow.
Okay. Because that's been a priority.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. So we're moving that forward. You know, again, you have to understand the magnitude of the Grambling brand to really be able to, I think, move it forward. And you know, although I certainly give credit to my predecessors who were all very well credentialed in their respective fields, and I certainly don't take anything away from them, but unless you've been like me, a kid who marched on the sideline with the band in the Dust Bowl, which is where the nursing school is now. The band used to practice there, and they called it the Dust Bowl because when they marched, it was dust everywhere. I mean, to grow up in that environment, I mean, literally right across the street from the campus.
And for those that don't know, Dr. Gallot is from Grambling, Louisiana. So that connection you have. To me, that's what makes you a better president than the others. I mean, I know you don't have to say it, of course, but I will say it. When you have that Grambling connection, he grew up literally in the city. He grew up seeing the struggles that the university may have gone through. It makes you love it and like it more.
Absolutely.
You have more passion for it.
Well, look, and I've known all the presidents but one. I didn't know Charles P. Adams because he was deceased before I was born. But otherwise, I mean, I knew Prez, Ralph Waldo Emerson Jones. I mean, he was a man of the people. I mean, he was out on campus. Students saw him. Faculty saw him. He was everywhere, and he was the one who developed the motto where everybody is somebody. And there's a certain expectation that our Graham fam has. That everybody is somebody. So
with the fee sheet.
Well, even those without a fee sheet, are somebody. And and I guess because I've been in politics and knowing that
15 years.
I was in the state legislature for 15 years, and just being in that role, I think helps you appreciate the little things. Like last weekend when we beat up on Alcorn. I went out in the tailgating area. Not only did I go and visit with our alums, I went to the Alcorn area as well because I wanted them to feel welcome in Grambling, to know that even though we're going to play this game tonight, we're family. As HBCUs, I think we have to get a better feeling of love for one another, and support. I mean, we had Dr. Brian Johnson, president of Tuskegee, was our speaker on campus for our Founders Day this week.
That.
And I mean, Dr. Johnson's a great guy. I mean, he's a great president. I enjoyed having that time to, that one-on-one with him to just dialogue. And we're definitely, he and I are going to do many things going forward.
Very good.
Also, because of course, just a little bit of history, Grambling began when Booker T. Washington sent Charles P. Adams to Grambling. Well, Tuskegee got its start from Hampton. So my goal is, and the current Hampton president is one of the longest serving in the country. I know there's a lot I can learn from him, and I mean their endowment is I don't know 250 million or some.
Some crazy number.
Some really crazy number. But I absolutely believe that Grambling can match what they're doing in fundraising and everything else. Because I mean, our brand is big. You know, Eddie Robinson, the band, everything. I know that we can do better going forward, and I'm excited again about the future of Grambling.
I'm excited too. So let's take a moment. I want to get you to answer some alumni questions.
Sure.
I have 3 of them for you. They're amazing questions. So shout out to our alumni that sent President Gallot over some questions via the Tom Joyner Foundation. We're going to come back and talk a little bit more about what's next at Grambling, and we're going to get to know Gallot outside of the suit, outside of the president role. We're going to get to know President Gallot. We'll be right back.